Hey everyone, this is Sandy Reese with stampandcrew.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Welcome to our weekly tutorial. Thanks for being patient. Yesterday I had some dental work done and so I was just not feeling it to go online with a sore jaw. And so we're back today. Although I do want to give a shout out to Elaine for posting that gift on the Facebook group because that really made me laugh. That's what I felt like. So funny. If you're not a member of our Facebook group, please come and join us. It's the Crew Stampers Forum. If you would like to request an invitation, let me know. I'm happy to invite you. Okay, so this month we're featuring some of our retiring stamp sets. I have two that I'm going to showcase today. Two of my favorites, they go really well together. And but next week, I want you all to let me know what some of your favorite retiring sets are. And whichever set has the most responses, I'll feature that one next week. Okay, so let me flip you upside down while I'm doing that. I did get a new phone, so I'm not using my husband's phone, and I don't have to worry about his headphones being hooked up because that was crazy. All right, sorry. We're still low on technology, but at least I have my own phone now, so we can, I've used it on a couple of videos, but not a live yet. That's all right. We'll just go with that. It shows past my little happy mat here, but that's okay. The deadline's almost here for the ice cream bundle class. I think the deadline is Monday. I'll be working on samples today. I have been swamped with my retreat. I have that all ready to go, and so yesterday, today, and tomorrow I am trying to catch up on everything and designing all the ice cream projects. So I'll send out a sneak peek as soon as I get those done. And then we have our new catalog launch party is May 1st. So I think the deadline for that is coming up as well. So make sure to go to stampandcrew.com. You can click on events. That will take you to my calendar. You can register for classes online there. But yeah, some great new things coming up. And then very soon I'll be sending out our new product shares for the new in colors. So super excited about that one. All right, so today I'm going to focus on Healing Hugs and the Buffalo Check stamp sets. I love this. This is one I will be keeping even, it will not go in my BOGO sale. I just love this one. I love the sentiments and the flower. I just love everything about this one. Buffalo Check we've had for a couple of years. So probably most of you have this one, which is awesome. If not, make sure to get this. This is so versatile. Love it. Okay, so we're going to use these two together. I'm going to use, no, I don't use my stamp apparatus a lot because, you know, I like to live dangerously. But the Buffalo Check one is one that I do use it with because it needs to be straight, okay? And it's hard to do that on the big giant block. So I'll use my stamp apparatus. So let me kind of show you how I'm going to do this. So I've already put the stamp on here. Let me get it under the white so you can see better. I put the stamp. Now you notice that it's in and down some. I don't normally like to put things right up in the corner because it makes it a little harder to press on them. So I'll move it down a bit. And then I'm going to use one of our little small sheets. These are sold in a little pad. So, and they're double-sided, so you can use both sides. One's metric and one's imperial. And you just pull one off and stick it up in the corner like that. And you can use your magnet to hold it in place. Let me pull a magnet out. I've got my magnets on the back. I've wrapped a little washi tape around a magnet so that it's easier to pick up. And I want that perfectly in the corner. All right. So the first color I'm going to use is Magenta Madness, or as I like to call it, Marvelous Magenta Madness, or Marvelous Magenta. I know that's not right, but I can't help myself. Okay, so I'm going to stamp it once on my paper because I want to see my placement. So I'm going to just give it a good press. All right, so that's where it's going to stamp. All right, so I'm going to take a piece of Magenta Madness cardstock. This is 4 by 5 1/4, and I'm going to place it here to where I want to stamp it. So I'm kind of centering it on the image, and I'm just going to leave it right there. I'm not going to touch anything. Although I should put a magnet on that. Well, I can't. I'm covering the whole thing, so we can't magnetize that. But I'm going to re-ink my stamp. Okay, and then we're going to close it. And because I can center it right on the image, I know it's going to be straight. All right, so I'm going to pick this up. And that looks perfect. Perfect edges, perfect straightness, love it. Okay, I'm going to use this again, so let's go ahead and clean it. We're going to change colors, but we'll clean it so it's ready to go for our next one. I'm just taking a chamois and wiping it off. Now, I rinsed my chamois out today, and let me give you a little tip on chamois, washing your chamois. Every once in a while, you should go take it in the sink, rinse it out. Cold water usually gets out the surface colors, like some blacks and greens and stuff. The hotter the water, the more of the reds and those type of colors that you're going to get out. So I was running it under super hot water to get all the reds out. I'm just going to put it down there, make sure it's nice and clean. And then you can add soap, and then every once in a while I'll stick them all into my washing machine and wash them all with some soapy water, and I'll use hot water. And yeah, I don't put it in the dryer. I'm just going to wash it in the washer and then stick them back in their cases. Okay, so I am using some Magenta Madness. Yeah, Magenta Madness cardstock. I'm going to fold that in half. Okay. Then we're going to glue this beautiful buffalo chip piece to the card front. So I'm going to use a little bit of Stamp and Seal. I just put a new one in, so I got to get it going here. Ooh, so nice and smooth. Okay. So we're going to center that there. And then I have a stitched rectangle in basic white, and then I cut a little piece of black to go behind it. And I will put I'll put measurements on my blog later today. So then we're going to stamp one of the gorgeous roses here. I'm assuming they're a rose. They look like a rose to me. Okay, we're going to stamp Magenta Rose. And then we'll use some Just Jade. I don't use this very often. This is one of our in colors. It's one that's staying. I'm going to use it more this year. I have vowed. That is my vow, to use Just Jade more often. So if I don't use it every once in a while, you guys need to tell me, how come you're not using Just Jade? All right, let's get those wiped off. Okay, so we need to trim these out with scissors. And I have already done that because it is a little bit of time. And then we're going to do a sentiment. So I really like this one, Get Well Soon. We're going to do this in black. All right, we'll stamp it over to the right. Get well soon. start over here so I don't forget to clean everything off. All right, now we're just going to assemble. These are all pretty quick and easy. The only thing that's going to be time consuming on this one is cutting out the pieces. And I just like to sit down and do a lot of cutting all at once. So I'm just going to put this down flat, right in the center. It's nice because there's lines I can go by and make sure it's straight. Then we're going to pop up the flower and the leaf. Let's just do maybe 3 mini dimensionals on that flower. Okay. And let's see, we'll do 2 on the leaves. If I can pick one up. Okay. I'm gonna just poke that right under. That's so cute, but there's no bling yet, so we need just a little bit of bling. So we're gonna use some of our In Color. These are the 2022 In Color enamel dots. And I'm just going to use a couple of the Just Jade dots. We'll just put 2 of them up here. They have magenta too, but I'm using jade more, so that's what we're going to go with today. Isn't that sweet? I feel like I could come a little bit closer on the video. Hold on just a second. We're going to come down just a bit closer. Let's see. That's a little better. Let's go just a teeny bit more. All right. Okay, that's better. I like that. All right, so that's card number 1. All right, card number 2. I'm going to go with a little bit different color scheme. I'm using Bumblebee and Memento. I like black ink. I use black ink a lot. I'm looking for my bone folder. Okay, so this one's going to open a little differently from the bottom. So it's a half sheet cut hot dog style, I guess you would say. So, oh, I've already cut those. Okay, we're going to, oh, here's what we're going to do. This is our card base. So I'm going to make the card opening on the card base, which I cut a little bit long. So let's cut this down. I want this 4 inches wide. 4 inches wide instead of 4 1/4. Okay, and then I'm just gonna fold this because I only want it 5 1/4, which is like 10 1/2. But it's long, so I'm just going to cut through both of those layers there. Okay. I decided that last night after I'd already cut my paper. Okay, so we have 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 of our Bumblebee. Then we have a piece here that's going to layer, so you'll have a nice little border around the whole thing. So we're going to stamp this with our Stamparatus. All right, we're going to stamp it with Memento ink. So what I want to do, I'm only going to do the card front. So I'm putting, because sometimes if you stamp after you folded, you can get a little shadow below our fold, which I don't want to happen. So I'm putting my fold right on the bottom of the pattern right here. You can see that pink ink. And so I'm just lining my fold right up with the bottom, or just below the bottom. Okay, and then it's lined pretty straight there. We're going to take our ink. I'm just going to rub this around. This one I've got a kind of a broken stamp case. It's a little harder to grip. I might have to do that a couple times. Okay, whoops, moved it. Put it back into place. feel like I'm performing surgery on my card now. All right, hopefully that's straight. Okay, it looks okay. All right, let's give it a good press. Carefully lift up. That moved, but that's okay. It turned out pretty good. All right, let's clean that off because we're going to use it one more time. I will usually, these big ones, I usually take them after I'm done with the class and just rinse them off in the sink to make sure they're nice and clean. Give it a good press, make sure we got it pretty good. All right, set that aside. Here is our piece. Turned out just fine. All right, now I'm going to glue the back down to the card base. Okay. Put that right there. Okay, then we're going to stamp a couple of roses with the bumblebee. One. Two. And then we'll do a couple of leaves in Just Jade. We're going to use that one again. Let's see if I can squeeze a couple of leaves in here on the same paper. All right, then we're going to cut those out, which I have already done. You probably saw that already. Just to save a little bit of time, I'm going to cut all these out later, and those will go in my scrap box, so we can use it for scrap card day. And then we're going to do our sentiment in black. And I have another one of our stitched rectangles. This is one of the smaller ones. And we're going to do, this is one of my favorite sentiments, sending you healing vibes. Let's grab a block. Sending you healing vibes. I like that. Let's do a quick stamp. I'm just going to stamp that right in the center. All right, perfect. Let's get that out of the way. And then I'm just going to, I think I'm going to glue this down flat, the flowers. And I have this one kind of looking up to this direction. Right about there. And then I'm going to do this one. Oh, I had stamped on the back of that, I guess. I'm going to go down facing this direction. So my flowers are kind of facing out. And then I'm going to pop up the sentiment. Let's grab a couple of dimensionals. All right. How many of you have dimensionals from your craft area and then it is just found all over your house because it tracks on your shoes? I did a quick sweep today, so hopefully I can vacuum and have a clean floor for a couple of days. All right, let's just pop these in. Now you could pop these up. I'm almost thinking I should have popped up one of those, but I wanted my sentiment to be the one that was sticking up. And then we're going to come back to our fun gems and use a couple of our bumblebee. And I think I might do, let's do one down here. And then let's do one up here and one right there. Cute. So that is card number 2. All right, we're going to do one more. Going to go a little different color scheme. Let's get rid of those. I have got a card base of soft sea foam, which is one of my favorites. All right, then we have a piece of Misty Moonlight. This is one of our colors that is staying, along with the Just Jade and the the other ones I've used today. I have a piece of Whisper White, or not Whisper White, ooh, Basic White. My goodness. I had a flashback there for a minute. Okay, I'm going to stamp this. Let's come back and kind of center it on our pattern. And I'm going to do just a nice light soft seafoam green for our plaid. All right, inking this soft seafoam up. It's very light, so it's kind of hard to tell if you have good coverage. I'm hoping I do. Okay, we'll just give it a shot and see what happens. All right. Now, when you're covering the whole image with your background stamp, you can't really use a magnet to hold your paper in place, so you just kind of want to be careful. Oh, that's good. Happy with that one. Okay, do a quick clean. Just wipe that down a hair or a bit. Okay, so we have our buffalo check here. So we're going to just stamp on top of this. Oh, let's take our flower. Oh, I didn't clean it. All right, let's make sure it's clean. Always make sure it's clean if you're switching colors. That's rule number 1. Okay. Then I'm going to take Misty Moonlight. I'm going to just stamp some nice dark blue roses right on top of there. Let's do one up here. Do one kind of coming down that way. A little one over there. And we'll do one more coming up off the top there. So we're just doing a pretty rose background. Then we're going to use, I'm going to set that aside for just a sec while I have my ink out. And I have another stitched rectangle, a little bit larger than the last, but smaller than the first. I love how we have different sizes. All right, then I'm going to do, if hugs and kisses could cure, you'd be immune to everything. Feel better soon. Okay, that's a perfect sentiment for right now. All right, I'm going to put that right in the middle, pretty close to the middle. That's okay, we're going to add some gems. All right, stuck my finger in there. Okay, I'm going to bring my soft seafoam back, and this is one of the other images, kind of an open leaf. It's a little bit different type of leaf, and I'm just going to kind of stamp that open leaf all in my open areas between the flowers. A little tone on tone. So I'm kind of creating my own fun background paper. All right. You know what? I want to do this over to the right. I changed my mind. I'm going to add a little bit of twine, which I forgot about. So we're going to flip it over and stamp over to the right. I can't see. White on white. Sometimes it helps to have something in the background so you can see a little better where you're stamping. I'm going to stamp it over to the right. You could do either one, but I think I'm going to add some twine. So I'm going to stamp it further to the right than center. All right, let's adhere our stamped image to the Misty Moonlight cardstock. And we're going to just adhere it to the card base. Right in the center. Okay, so let's take this one and use a little bit of white baker's twine. All right, I'm going to be honest, when they discontinued this after the last catalog, I hoarded it and bought a ton of it because this is my favorite. And then they brought it back in the mini catalog with pink in a combo pack. So of course I've ordered several of those. And in the new catalog, it's going to come back in another combo pack. So I'm very excited that I will be able to use all of my white twine for another year. Okay, I wrapped it, oh, I didn't successfully tie a bow. So I've wrapped it around twice. All right, I'm going to attempt to tie a bow here. I completely missed it before. Okay, let's trim that. My scissors I use for ribbon here. And take a little bit off of that end. All right. Get that centered. My bow is slightly loose, so I'm going to go in the back and pull up the slack and tape it down. This is how you fix loose ribbon, is you just flip over the back and pull it tight and tape it. So all that extra nonsense is in the back. Okay, we're gonna pop this up. Make sure I put my pop-ups on the back since I stamp both sides. I'm just gonna use 4 of these minis. Okay. All right. And then you could either stick that straight. I'm going to put it just a little bit of an angle for fun. A little bit of fun. And then we're going to use a couple of our Misty Moonlight enamel dots. And I'm going to do one down here. We're going to use 3. We'll do one here and one here. We have a little space right there. Isn't that cute? So these are our 3 cards for today. I hope you enjoyed that. Make sure to put in the comments a couple of your favorite retiring stamp sets that you'd like me to use next week. And I will see you then. All right. Bye, everyone.